This is Corolla Digital. Welcome to Hammer and Nails with Skip and Allison Bedell.
Rolling. And we're back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allison Bedell.
Hey. What's going on?
And you are?
I'm Skip Bedell.
And we are Hammer and Nails.
And we got back there on the board, mixing up the dials, making us sound pretty good. Mr. Joseph Cumia.
A very low voice today, Skip.
Oh, you got a low voice, man.
Hey, listen, I can do a low voice, too, all right?
God,
fuck with me.
don't do your cop voice.
No, that's my prank phone call voice from college.
I swear to God, did I sit in and listen to her sometimes when she's in her office and she's like, Officer Bedell.
Officer Bedell, probation.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That sounds like a gay man, though.
I know.
It does, no. I called everybody from high school on.
And then, like, she makes her appointment with the probationers show up for their interview, and they're like, they see, like, this hot chick, and they're like, wait a second, I thought I was meeting with Officer Bedell.
Officer Bedell.
She's like, never mind, just pee in this cup. Stop looking at my tits and pee in this cup. What is happening, y'all?
What's on?
Oh my God! So it's like where it's like Labor Day weekend or some crap.
I feel
I
like
don't know what fucking
my
day
brain
it is, man.
is fucking fried. We have been, even though we are done with filming for right now.
We're catch a contractor.
A contractor, but we have been ridiculously busy and just overwhelmed with other things that we need to get done that I feel like I'm going to crack. I'm really like...
That's what you got to do. You got to...
I don't even have time to take that deep breath.
You have
it's
to
too fucking
exhale
much.
just every once in a while and just like have a cleansing exhale and a good fart, and then you're... You'd be amazed what a good pressure release on your colon can do for your stress level.
I'm sure you'd know.
Oh, I'm an expert.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to take the moment, as we were talking before, about thanking everybody for listening again.
You guys are the fucking best.
The fucking
man.
best. I think we're around, I don't know, episode 20 or something like that. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because there are about 19 previous episodes. I know that a lot of people, sometimes when they start listening, they just hop in as to the most recent episode.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to remind everybody was that there are many other episodes with some classic shit in the beginning, like funny shit that we just cannot recreate, that you cannot miss. Because
some super funny stories and stuff, right? So go back and like listen to some of the earlier stuff. Start from the beginning if you have time and check out some funny shit.
You can skip number one, the premiere, but just like, and then start it too. But we might never be that funny again. So you really catch it while you can. Because you don't know what it's like. I was listening to Lynette's podcast today, as I do every Tuesday and Friday. I listen to her podcast. I listen to Adam's on occasion. His are about 2 hours each. I need more time.
He has tons of guests all the time and everything. We don't have any guests yet. I think we're talking about doing that, right?
Yeah, we have some good people that we had spoken about that are going to line
taking
up.
some listener calls one of these days.
Kilo, but he doesn't say much.
We're gonna get that.
We got Kilo over here on his bed, he's snoring it up, and
he's having a good day.
He's like, "Don't look at me, gringo." I told you, don't even look at me.
Yeah, he doesn't like it when you look at him with a side eye.
I'm the Mexican prince.
He is the Mexican prince. So we're going to be, we have other things that we're going to be doing. We are trying our hardest because we do have a lot of things that we want to get to. We always run long. We always skip things because...
We always have listener questions. We always tell people on social media, give us your questions, and then we don't answer them. So today we're actually going to try to answer some questions.
Yeah, we are going to do that. And, and as you've probably heard in the last few episodes, we do like to recognize people that have done something nice for us, or somebody to give props to people who deserve it. Props. This guy Matthew Tarter, Tarter, he is our Facebook friend, so you can find him easily. He offered to make Skip some business cards, and I would just like to say they are really nice.
Yeah, they came out great.
They
Thanks,
came
Matt.
out great. They're beautiful. He designed them. They're on a nice quality paper with they have rounded corners. They're beautiful. We would like to thank you. They look great. I'm going to take a picture of it actually, and I'm going to bar out some of the information that we don't want public. But I am going to put them out there so
like
people
my
can
phone
see.
number, so I get 100 prank calls a day.
Yeah, and in addition to the fucking people that try to call you with that Facebook Messenger, what the fuck with that?
There's a good what the fuck. What is up with I guess on Facebook, do you know about this? On Facebook, there's Messenger, right? So you get messages from people, but they can also call you on your phone.
Yeah. That is a pain in the fucking ass.
I get these phone calls all the time, your Facebook friend. I'm like,
no, we're not answering those calls. We don't even answer phone calls from people who have our number if we don't see the name. I
don't even answer phone calls from my family.
Exactly. So please, people, don't blow up our phone with that shit because we don't. It's like a pain.
It's only happened recently.
Oh, really?
Facebook has only just made it available so that anyone who has a phone number published on Facebook.
No, we don't have our phone number published on Facebook, and it was 4 months ago. Skip started getting calls from some chick in another country.
It goes through Messenger.
Yeah, it's Messenger.
When you're in Messenger, there's a little telephone.
It has nothing to do with your phone number.
It's a free call. It's like an internet call.
Right.
So as long as you're hooked up and you're both on Messenger at the same time, I can call you, and it's like a free telephone call.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I would say about 90% of the people on my Facebook I don't personally know.
Yeah, and they
could be from fucking Romania or some shit.
No, they are. That one chick, she was from another part of the world.
What do you mean one?
Is this?
No, I'm saying that one particular person.
Is this Skeep?
I mean, now in addition to all these chicks showing them pussy pics, it's like they're trying to put it out there with phone calls.
The pussy pics are one thing. I have a big problem with the dick pics, boys. Stop sending me pictures of your balls. I don't want to see them. Stop it.
Aww. Yeah, it is.
All balls matter.
We got to stop talking about balls.
Oh my God!
Stop talking about balls. Yeah, man. So people, please check out the earlier episodes because it would be such a waste for you not to give them a try. And for those of you who had heard about the sound bites that
was
annoyed
really funny.
you,
you just scratched your eye with your middle finger, and it looked like you were like tossing me the bird. You ever do one of those?
No, I would just say "fuck you."
I know, and you do.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need to worry about any fucking secret hand signals.
Thanks a lot, there, wifey.
So we are also we're taking out the sound bite so you people can shut the fuck off about the complaints with that. So we're gonna repost those episodes up without it. So because I can't deal
what's
anymore.
happening this week? I can tell you what's going on.
We're dealing on the website.
Tell you what the hell is going on with the website, right?
It is a fuck ton of work. I know we just talked about this on the last pod, so I want to be repetitious.
It's
taking up every hour of my free time.
All I got to say is every time I look at you, you're just
it's so much work.
Immersed is a good word.
Yes, I'm immersed. It's
moist.
So much. I'm moist in work. But I wanted to also now, but it's always something new because we have many different aspects of that website. There's everything Skip. Yeah. There's everything me with regards to interviews, pictures.
There's a lot of good stuff coming up, but just know
you just totally cut me off.
It's about to drop though, right?
It is dropped.
Oh, it's dropped.
It's out there. It's skipandallisonbedell.com.
Nice.
And there's also a section on this podcast, and what we're going to have is a link for everybody to click. It'll play. It's going to link to iTunes so that you can listen to the episodes. But it's I think it's going to pull it from iTunes, so you can do that. But there's also going to be, in addition to the summary, there's going to be the pictures of things that we talk about. Like if we're talking about something funny, like when I talked about your fucked up face, where you could not take a good picture that one night we went out.
Oh my God!
There'll be a picture of that.
Or
if Kilo has we talk about how much corn was in his shit, I might have a picture of that. You know what I mean? Whatever we're talking about. If we have pictures, we'll put it up.
So if you want to see my drunk face and corn and dog shit, you'll definitely want to go to this site.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to miss that, folks.
Exactly. But one more important thing, even more so important, is that on this website we have an Amazon banner. People need to bookmark our Amazon onto their computer because if you're gonna shop at Amazon, do us the solid, please, of clicking on our link to do that. But even more cool than that is that when we talk about products and shit or stuff like my obsession, when I research the fucking shit out of something and I'm highly recommending it, and you have something,
Yeah.
we are going to not only put that information on our website, but I'm going to give you a link so you can go right onto Amazon. Now, I'm going to tell you personally, and you can look at my reviews and stuff. I review things. I shop at Amazon. I'm not just trying to be like, okay, people buy it here because it's the best. Because if that's not the cheapest, I won't give you.
I will attest to that because
I'll tell you.
every day I come home and the front porch is like loaded with the UPS and FedEx.
They truly do have the best prices on
they
most things, which is why I frequent them, and also because I like to read reviews and also write reviews. So with that being said, if we are talking about something like a product like last episode I talked about the seat cushion on the plane and also the foot pillow, I'm going to provide a link for those things as whatever else we talk about in the future.
Yeah, pick it up on Amazon, get the best price, and also if you click on our link to Amazon, then you can help us out.
That really helps us out.
Keep the show going.
Yeah,
and
man, TV don't pay dick. I swear to God. And
Catch a Contractor's fun to watch. We don't make any money. So.
Yeah, but and it's really
so help a brother out, will you?
Seriously, in all seriousness, on our podcast, it doesn't really make any money. It costs us money, so it would actually just help us out if you guys click on the links.
By the way, if you notice, like so far, we don't have any advertisers or anything on this show, so we're doing this podcast just because
we're down to our last dime.
We're just like giving it. No, we're not.
No, we're not.
I have 2 dimes. Okay. I still have 2.
Okay.
No, we're doing this thing, man, just to like give back to our listeners and fans and kind of like let them into some stuff
love sharing.
You don't see about us on the show. So but obviously it's a thing that we pay for it to produce. So we're looking forward to having some advertisers that we can offset some of our costs for doing this thing. And Amazon is a really cool way to do that. So we appreciate you guys clicking on our Amazon link. And if you're going to shop on Amazon, do it through there.
Yeah, and like I said the last time, I know Adam has a link too, but he's got enough money. We could really use your support, people. So
anyway,
please,
so we got all kinds of stuff going on. I can tell you, like for myself, like this last couple of weeks has been insane for me.
What did we do last week? Do you remember what we spent an entire Saturday doing last week? The whole fucking day. We spent unpacking.
I don't remember what we did yesterday.
Unpacking 3 gigando suitcases from California. We've been home over 2 months.
Yeah.
We just unpacked, people. And I'm talking like jam-packed with clothes and underwear
so
and
pretty much that's,
everything.
Yeah, that's the story of our lives because, like, there's so much crap going on.
So much. It was on the bedroom floor.
So it was like, all right, so I
mess.
cannot stand looking at this packed suitcase anymore. So
and I can't find clothes because I don't know what's in the suitcase or if it's in the wash.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I have anymore.
So we finally got unpacked, and of course you are, full swing. Well, you haven't stopped. You've always been full swing with your full-time law enforcement job, even when you're back and forth each week to film Catch a Contractor. But for me, I'm back full-time with the contracting here on the East Coast, and it kept going, but it slowed down a lot while I'm away. So now that I'm back here full-time, I'm trying to do jobs and do estimates, and it's like the hardest part for me is we're waiting for this 4th season pickup, right? We're waiting to get the word and say, okay, 4th season, this is when you're going to come back and start filming Catch a Contractor again, which we can get that call tomorrow and say, hey guys,
or we might not ever get the call. We don't know.
You got to think positive there.
Well,
baby
I do
cakes.
think positive, but I'm saying there is a possibility. Anything's possible, even though the ratings went up and the ratings were good.
TV is a crazy business.
Yeah,
so
nothing makes sense.
As good as a show is, you never know when it's going to be your last season. So we hope that we certainly get another one because we love being out there to help people with this show, and it's been a great experience. And we're waiting to get that word, and it could happen at any point. And once that happens, it's like, okay, well, how much time do I have? So me, with my thing, if I'm committing to a job right now, it could be 2 or 3 months, and I'm going to be on remodeling somebody's house, right? So it's almost like, oh man, am I taking these jobs that are coming in right now, or do I hold off and wait for the phone call? Like what do I do?
Yeah.
so anyway, we're working and we're back in the swing, the East Coast swing, right?
Yeah. The you know what is also, I don't think people realize the effect. Because we were just 2 regular people with our 2 regular jobs, and then you are plucked out of obscurity and go out to California and are working on the show constantly, and think about the effect that has on the nature of your business.
Well, I can tell you very quickly the effect that it had. Everyone's like, oh man, your business must have gone through the roof. You must be doing so much more work.
Do any of you even know the name of his business?
No.
You know why?
Probably not.
You know why? Because it's not mentioned anywhere. That's why. So think about, how is his business supposed to boom if nobody even knows what the hell the name of his business is, what the phone number for it is, where it is.
I can tell you right now that my business, Big Dog Building and Remodeling, right now is as much as you think it would have gone up
should be called Skip Adele. building and remodeling.
Yeah, as much as you'd think it has gone through the roof, the problem is that I'm on all my jobs, and so I've scheduled myself very sparsely in the last couple of years, really, because I spend more time and way more time in California than I do on the East Coast now.
And how can he go on an estimate? He can't go on an estimate if he's in California.
Right. So I mean, that's the trade-off. That's what we're doing. We're doing something great. But what I've managed to do, like in season 1, I still had jobs going here and people doing the jobs, and I was like, this is way too stressful. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to wind up.
He'd be on the phone the whole ride to the palaces.
I'm going to be on Catch a Contractor and not hosting it. I'm going to be on it as one of the contractors.
You're going to be busting yourself.
Yeah. So it's been interesting trying to navigate the TV show and the remodeling
and
thing
also,
back here.
with remodeling not happening, if you're there physically not doing it and not doing estimates, it also puts a real big wrench in the referral process.
Yeah.
Because now you're not having new jobs of people to say, hey, look what this guy just did, and new customers, because now nobody knows how the fuck to find you. You don't have anything recent to show them. It's like it really puts a wrench in things, so it's very
Well, the good news is that I've never advertised. I've always done business by word of mouth, and I'm as busy as I want to be. So people are always wanting me to do work for them. And as soon as I'm back in New York, they actually wait, so which is good. So I come back here to New York, and I have jobs that are ready to go.
Yeah,
so
which is very cool.
The problem is now, committing myself to a job, like I'm about to take on this big remodel now. It's going to be a few months. I'm going to commit myself to that job and be totally dedicated to it, and all of a sudden we get the call, we need you in California next month. So that's always the fear. But
and we never know. Also, with this whole California thing, we don't have a date.
That's part of what we do.
It could be any time. It could be like, because we're like on the edge of our seats, like, what is our future going to hold? Because we don't know, first of all, if it's going to be picked up again, and if it does, when? So meanwhile, he's starting these jobs not knowing where and when he's going to be. Like, it's very hard to make your own plans, your own schedule, and predict your own future.
But I'm doing it. That's
hard.
That's what I do. It's part of what I do, and we're getting through it.
You're sounding so positive. Like,
I am.
it's great. Oh, it's fine. Why aren't you like giving like?
I am, because
you're like full of shit. Really,
no,
you are. You are. You're playing it like you're so fucking cool instead of admitting the fucking truth.
You have to stay positive.
No, you're full of shit.
What? How am I full of shit? I'm stay positive. My attitude is I'm not going to stress about it. I'm going to handle it each day.
You're going to do what you do, but I'm saying it fucking blows, because if they called you up and said, okay, we're starting this in 6 weeks exactly, and you just started a job that's going to take 3 months.
Right.
You're fucked.
I'm not fucked.
You are.
What's going to happen is I'm going to wind up giving it to people that I work with in my network, and we're going to sub a lot of it, and I'll get it done just like I did every job in season 1 and in season 2.
It's difficult.
And in season 3.
You're making it sound so fucking easy, but it's not.
It's not easy, but there's no point in complaining about it. I'm happy that I have all the opportunities that we do, right?
With the new notoriety, I mean, it's relatively new for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Why not change the name of the company to Skip Bedell Contracting?
For the same reason we talk about on the show.
Why?
Yeah, it's at some point I might, but at this point right now, I'm really waiting to see where all this stuff goes with this show,
because it'll go higher end.
Yeah, but at some point,
bigger,
honestly, at some point, it might get to where I just don't even have time to even continue to do this.
That's what we're hoping for.
And and really, quite honestly, like what I've done, my career and the work that I do has been a great vehicle, and it's gotten me to do these other things. Because if I wasn't who I am and what I do, I wouldn't be doing this show, right? But the show is a really cool opportunity to go to some different places and to offer some, to do maybe some books or some instructional video stuff, all sorts of other things. Maybe another show, a spin-off show. So at some point, everybody in television, especially in reality, they come to a point where they have to make a decision. Am I going to continue on with the TV thing full time? I don't have time for my business anymore. Or am I going to stay with my business?
Right.
And you look at a guy like John Taffer on Bar Rescue, that he's now is filming almost continuously around.
But he's also got a major corporation where he can afford to have people run his business.
Yeah. So it's it's a tough thing to navigate, and you hope that it's a good problem to have, and you hope you get to the point to where you can say, okay, now I have to make that decision.
It's all about becoming a brand. It really is.
It really is. Yeah.
And something as recognizable as your name is now, and attached to construction.
But it's not. But it's kind of not as far as
it's getting there. So what'll happen is the end game where you hope it will go is that you get enough notoriety that I can do like a series of tools, maybe have my own line of workwear, work clothing. Like be like a Bob Vila or a Mike Rowe. I use those guys as examples because they're great examples. They branched out into so many different things. They have their name on everything, merchandising, and they're the spokesperson for Ford and for this, and so those are the things that you hope that you get, and it's going there. So I just keep rolling with it, man, and I'm happy that we have the opportunity. That's really what it boils down to. The show's been cool. It's been a great vehicle to do all sorts of great things, and we help a lot of people with it. So
you get Thurston and Lovey calling you from the Hamptons. It's a Skipper Joe.
Can you make us a Jack? Well, that's another thing too. I always said to him, like, I would hope that he could get out of this business first of all, because it's as you get older, also you want to have yourself financially set up so where you don't have to do physical manual labor. And the other thing is now that he's got the little bit of like notoriety from television, there's assholes everywhere looking for their 15 minutes of fame or an opportunity to take advantage and say, "Oh, Mr. Perfect Catch a Contractor, guy, look what he did." Like they will actually fuck something up themselves just to say that he did it, so they can get in the news.
You never know.
People do it. It happens
Joe,
all the time.
You've been in the trade. It's work that eventually you get to the point in your life you say, "Man, how much longer can I physically do it?" So I'm really
I just
glad.
Said, fuck it, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah. Well, listen. I'm really glad that I have the opportunity to have used all my experience to get to do something now that maybe I don't have to swing or hammer every day. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when that day happens, I'll let you know. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep breaking my balls and sweating and doing construction.
In what fashion you do break your balls? I mean, you're talking about like doing high-end, super high-end jobs out in the Hamptons or out in hoity-toity areas.
I mean, I do
taking on little.
Yeah, my basic job, the one that I'm known for, I do a lot of interior remodels, kitchens and bathrooms and interiors, and I like doing that stuff because you can get creative. I like the creative side of it, so it allows me to come in and take a room and take down a wall and expand stuff, and add some lighting here and a soffit there, and open up the roof with a skylight. And next thing you know, you got a whole new space, which once an old house is now a beautiful new creation. Mm-hmm. So remodeling, as opposed to new construction or commercial, gives you the ability to really be creative. That's why I've chosen to be.
That's funny that he mentioned the word ability, because he hasn't had the ability to do our fucking kitchen.
Well, it's true. I haven't had the ability.
Damn it! People don't. I know that people are like fucking dreaming about the way we must live. Picture 1985, people.
Well, yeah, our kitchen is definitely due for a makeover, and I'm planning on doing it this year, and I'm looking forward to it.
He's been planning since the first fucking minute we stepped foot in California.
You gotta have the time, baby.
You've had the time. You've had the time.
All right, so let's talk about. We were going to answer some listener questions, right? Let's do that. Because, we're doing right now what we do with every podcast. We go so far along and all this other stuff that we miss out on the questions. So get to it, woman. Okay. And let's answer some questions,
God damn it. You know what? I put a couple of posts out there for questions from people.
Oh, yeah.
I am happy
Did you get some good response or what?
Finally. You know what? I can't I put it out there like with questions. Give me a question and then
10 inches. Well, not really.
Yeah, okay.
If you measure from Adams says start from the base of the ball bag twice around the shaft and to the tips.
That's nice. Okay.
And balls aren't funny? Big balls aren't funny. Big balls.
Okay, anyway. Okay.
Let's get to some questions.
All right, so there are questions for both of us, actually. So I'm going to look for... this is a cute one. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? We're not going to answer that one.
So you got some X-rated questions on there too?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so this is an interesting
3.
Right.
Who remembers that commercial, right?
I do.
We're fucking old.
Because we're old.
Yeah.
All right, listen to this guy. Rich Loose, Loos, was listening to Skip Adele on an old Ace on the House. I'm in desperate need of new driveway. Everyone has asphalt, but I believe he recommended going cement. Currently broken asphalt, 2-car wide and long, inclined, located in Pennsylvania. Tight budget, but want it done the best way. Pros and cons. Thanks.
Okay. Well, the pros is that the concrete, if done properly with the proper base, the proper thickness, and reinforced steel, is super durable. It'll last for a long, long time. It'll hold up to the elements. and as opposed to the asphalt is great. But over time, especially if you're in an area that's prone for major swings in temperature, as Pennsylvania would be, you get a lot of snow and ice and then hot summers. And so there'll be a tremendous amount of expansion and contraction on the asphalt. And eventually you get cracks, which we all know. If you ever had an asphalt driveway, they all crack. Moisture gets into it. In the wintertime, it freezes, it expands it, and in a couple of years, the asphalt, in many cases, needs to be resealed with a seal coat and seal up all the cracks. So the good side of concrete is that type of stuff doesn't happen as much as it does with the asphalt. The downside of concrete is that it's considerably more money. So if you get prices on both, you'll be able to make a good, educated decision. Of course, affordability is number one. You got to be able to pay for it. But know that you will be getting what you pay for if you go with the cement driveway. The reason why you don't see too many concrete driveways is because it's expensive. But the other nice part about concrete is that you have the ability to stamp it. You can do some really cool stuff with concrete or cement stamps. It will give it like a texture, make it look like stone. In fact, we did a couple of patios on Catch a Contractor this past season that were cement, and we stamped them to make them look like, stone. Or there was one we even did around that pool job, the one with what was the guy's name? Winston. If you look at the pool patio that was done around Beth's pool, it looked like wood. That was actually concrete that we stamped and dyed and stained to look like, you would swear it was a wood deck, but it was cement.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
So that's also, the up and down of that.
Okay. Yeah, he said it's inclined. Yeah. Does that have anything to do with anything?
No, you can still put the concrete on an incline, but I would definitely get a couple of competitive bids and shop around, and you'll see there's a pretty significant price difference between the concrete and the asphalt, and you'll have to weigh it out and decide. If you already have the asphalt now, you know what happens with that. Yeah. So now it's a question of, are you willing to spend the extra money to avoid having those problems? And if you can even go a little bit of extra money, you can do something on the concrete that you can't do on the asphalt, and that's stamp it or texture it or even color it, which looks fantastic. So you have some more options aesthetically with the concrete where you don't have with the asphalt.
Exactly. Yeah, there's so many beautiful patterns and
you
colors.
can really do some beautiful stuff, and even do some inlays. You can do like a paver inlay. So
it looks like you've got paving stones, but you don't.
Yeah, there's so many things you can do with the concrete. So it opens up a whole world of creative aesthetic options where you wouldn't have that with the asphalt.
Right. Speaking of paving stones, you can check out our website and look at the paving stone commercial that Skip did prior to
the Nicolak
prior
commercial.
To our meeting. Yeah.
Nicolak pavers.
Yeah, it's on. I put that on the website also. And so
that was the first television commercial I ever did. I think that was like back in 2007 or 8 or something.
Yeah,
right?
It was a couple years before we met.
Yeah.
And I was doing a commercial at the same time, too. It was so weird how much we had in common when we first met. You're like, I just did a commercial. I'm like, me too. Like, well, I have 2 commercials out there. 130, 160 second. I'm like, me too. Yeah. Okay, so...
Did you say it like that? I don't recall.
No. I was, like, lost in your eyes, like, drooling, like, me too. Me too.
You were drooling and
my heart was
dripping.
I was dripping, and my heart was beating, like, really fucking
stuck
out
to your
of my
chair.
chest. Aw, baby. Thanks. Okay.
All right, what do we got?
All right. Well, actually, next question is going to be from me because a lot of people know that we have a lot of cats, unfortunately, 2 of which died in the last couple of months. This guy, Lou, ASKME, drop some cat knowledge on me and give Tommy a shout out. I think that's his cat. Okay. Cat knowledge. I do have... Just so you guys know, I think I might have mentioned it before. I know something about many, 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 many fucking things that you wouldn't even know that I know about. So you can ask me anything. But I do have some...
Anything?
Really anything. That's what people that know me, my friends, they come to me with questions about anything and everything.
Are you saying that you're all-knowing?
Kind of. I'm like one of those
Let's not get carried away over there, Bedell.
No, and if I don't know, I look into it for you.
Right.
Right.
There's a fair answer right there, because if you don't know the answer, you research the shit out of everything.
Yes,
so, okay.
I do, and I do have experience with a lot of things.
So you could realistically say, well, I'll get back to you in a few minutes, and you'll have the answer.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely,
fair enough.
Yep, and I'll even try shit out myself. Some cat knowledge, actually. I do have some interesting things that I do know about for your cats. One is that if you have a cat with a sensitive stomach, pumpkin is a canned pumpkin, not the kind pumpkin pie, but just plain packed pumpkin
When you
in a
say
can.
sensitive stomach, the cat's like taking dumps all over the house, or like what's going on?
No,
It just
sometimes
throws
like
up
have
a lot?
irritable, throwing up or diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome. Cats that are like sensitive to certain foods.
Right.
Sometimes like they have to have like a limited diet or a plain diet. But if you find yourself, even with dogs, cats and dogs, this works for like a charm. If you are having an issue with diarrhea or even constipation, give the cat or the dog even pumpkin. Mix it in with their food.
Cha-cha-cha.
What's that from?
I don't know. What is that from? Thank you. Fucking cha-cha-cha?
I don't know. I think it's a Beavis and Butthead thing. I don't know.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha? Really?
Yeah,
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
You just made a dance tune out of diarrhea?
Yeah, think about it. It could be fun.
Anyway, pumpkin is an awesome cure for both diarrhea and constipation. It works, people. Put it in your cat and dog food or even just give it to them right off the spoon. It's amazing what it does. Also, another amazing cure-all for diarrhea and stomach issues is to change your cat or dog over to a raw diet. Now, back in the day when you used to put the cat or dog on a raw diet, there used to be, you'd have to go online and go to like these message board forums of people who are really into that because it is the ultimate best diet for them is the raw diet. It's the healthiest. It gives them the most vitamins, nutrition. It doesn't cook the shit out of it, like all the nutrients out of it. It's the healthiest. It's the best for their skin
and all the
their
fillers
coat.
And like the preservatives that keep it
and when you say
salts and crap.
And not only that, because it's completely 100% all good for them, they actually they poop less. It smells less because they use more of it as opposed to shitting out all the fillers and bullshit. They actually shit a lot less.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
You're an asshole.
Well, I need to know where is that from. It's stuck in my head.
No,
Someone please write to us on
Okay.
social media and tell me where that's from because I can't stop thinking about it because I'm a fucking idiot.
So anyway, I had a cat about 10 years ago that had chronic diarrhea. It was a rescue cat. I got it at like 7, 8 years old. Chronic diarrhea. This cat had allergy tests. It was allergic to absolutely fucking everything.
That's awesome.
It was horrible, and I ended up.
So you're allergic
trying,
to the cat. The cat's allergic to everything. Fucking whole
No,
house
the cat
is like
could, all foods.
everybody's miserable.
Yeah, but once I gave this cat a raw diet, it was miraculous, literally miraculous. The very next shit that the cat took was the first solid one I'd ever seen the cat take. It really is a miraculous thing. I've been giving it to Kilo the last couple of weeks. Oh, what I wanted to mention is you don't have to formulate it now yourself, the raw diets. They sell it in freezer sections of many, many pet food stores now. Instinct is a brand that puts it out. They're like either in pellets, like for the smaller dog size, or they come in like a patty. All different size depending on the size of your dog.
It's like a little frozen hamburger, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a slider size burger.
Kind of, or they have the bigger size
Like a little
burgers
mini
for
hockey
bigger
puck.
dogs. Yeah, but they have all different sizes. And if you leave it out on the counter for like maybe 10 minutes, it'll defrost really easily.
Oh.
The cats and the dogs love the way it tastes. I've been giving it to Kilo. He loves the way it tastes, and he's a picky motherfucker.
I kind of like the way it tastes too.
Yeah? Okay. You enjoy that. Anyway.
In case you were wondering where they were all going.
You're an idiot. You can cook it if you want to, but I would advise against that. But no, Kilo's coat is surprisingly softer. He enjoys the taste of it. He's been shitting a lot less, and it's just really. So I would just steer you all in the fucking direction of make sure you have cans of pumpkin in your house, and also try that raw diet out. You're not going to believe how much better if your pets have ailments. It makes them so much healthier and better and feel better and look better.
Okay.
Take it from me because I've done the research, people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, then.
All right, we're going to go to Skip's question. I need some hammer advice. That means man advice.
Whoa.
What foods does Skip
10
eat?
inches. That's the answer to the question.
What foods does Skip eat to stay lean? That is asked by Ted Schneider.
Now, all right, Ted, we're getting into my area of expertise. All right, so obviously diet, nutrition is paramount to staying in good shape. You can work out, you can exercise, you can run, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, play racquetball, I don't care. If you're not eating a proper diet, it's going to be really hard to maintain your goals and what it is that you want to do. So obviously that's all going to be kind of sensitive to your age as well. When you get to be a little bit older, your metabolism slows down, so you need to alter your diet. But for me, if you're asking me personally what I do, at this point, I'm trying to maintain muscle mass. I'm in the gym quite a lot. So for me, at my age as well, my metabolism, I have to kind of overcompensate. So I do eat a lot of protein products, supplement products. I take a lot of amino acid supplement capsules. I also, with the protein powders, I take probably 3 or 4 times a day.
Different powders.
Yeah, I use an iso protein, which is a hydrolyzed protein. If you go into your health food store or nutrition supplement place, you can get a hydrolyzed protein powder, which is much finer than regular protein powder, and it dilutes much quicker in your system. So I use that. I also use a casein protein powder. I take in the evening, usually an hour or so before bed, and that breaks down much slower as opposed to the hydrolyzed. So that'll give you a long, prolonged release of protein through your body as you sleep over the night. Your metabolism slows down. You keep that protein source coming through your system, and it also keeps your metabolism going. So that's important to me. I eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. What I found this last year, as I've been training with a different trainer, Pedro Barron is an IFBB bodybuilding pro out in California. And since I've been training at a Gold's Gym, there's a lot of pros there. And I learned some stuff myself. I was always like no carb, like low carb or no carb, like at home, like swore off bread and rice and potatoes and all that stuff. Because I'm thinking I'm trying to keep my body fat low. But what I found out, in order to put on some muscle, and I want to maintain my muscle or retain what I have and even add some more, which is harder to do as you get older, I found out that without the carbs, I'm not really going to put on any size.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, you were like stuck at like the same size.
I was one of those guys that you see in the gym every day and they look exactly the same. Dude, you've been here for 10 years, you don't change, right? So I think I definitely did hit a wall. So I was open to some changes in my diet, and Pedro Barron was great in that he gave me some really, really good advice, and he told me to add the carbs to my diet. Very specifically, it was kind of like a scientific program. We put the carbs in certain points of the day with certain meals. But by doing that for me, that allowed me to pack on some muscle. So it was just that slight little change to my diet, which was, as you saw, like when we went out to California this year. I spent
$400 the first grocery trip that you started with him.
Well, listen, I go through a lot of food, man.
$400.
I probably eat.
That was for a week of fucking food.
I eat 6 to 9 pounds of meat a week, and tons of rice and eggs and protein powder and not too much milk. I try to stay away from the lactose.
And it wasn't
products.
The white rice. He was advising you to eat the jasmine or basmati rice.
Yeah, this was interesting too. I didn't, whatever rice I would eat, back in the day when I was kind of anti-carb, I would kind of stick to the brown rice, which is supposedly better, kind of like the sweet potato versus the white potato type of mentality.
Yeah, it's not bleached and all that.
Yeah, it's not as starchy. Yeah. But according to what I found out, much to my surprise, that the white rice, the basmati or the jasmine, as opposed to the brown rice, is actually better for getting that carb injection. So I learned a lot of good lessons this season myself, and
That's right. You were getting a carb injection, and I was getting a beef injection.
Yes, you were. Tube steak. You can get that on sale in your meat department. Tube steak. You go ask your butcher for that the next time you go into your grocery store. Yes, I'd like. How much is a tube steak per pound?
That would be funny. I'd actually do that.
Wait, watch the guy go looking around in the cases. Actually, start looking for tube steak.
I think it would be totally believable if I went to the deli counter and be like, my husband said I should ask for a tube steak.
Oh, that's awesome. You watch the guys look at you and just crack up.
I love doing shit like that.
That is fucking great. Please do that. Just walk in there with the dumb blonde look. My husband said I should get a couple of pounds of tube steak.
We always do shit like that, when we're out to eat and there's like a couple of the smallest little piece of lettuce on the plate, and Skip's like, would you mind putting that to go? You always ask for a container or something.
There'd be a scrap of lettuce or
he'll say it with the most serious face.
Yeah, a single a piece of rice on my plate, and I'm gonna say to the waiter, could you wrap that up for me? The guy will look at it. Well, I've actually had people take the plate and wrap it. Right? Yeah. I was kidding.
Fucking idiots.
All right, there you go.
I've heard tube steak referred to hot dogs referred to as tube steak.
Oh, really? Kielbasa?
Yeah. A little knockwurst.
Knockwurst.
Remember the knockwurst story?
Okay, so now.
The old brajol.
The pepperoni.
Hey,
Hey,
the brajol.
that's a nice brajol.
I love brajol. All
I
right.
know you do.
Yes.
Yeah, with the string around it.
You like taking my hot tube steak injection? My pepperoni. That's a spicy pepperoni.
Okay, so are you done with your answer?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's all I got.
Okay. Amy Davidson asked, how do I get this gel nail polish off? For those of you that don't know what she's talking about, there are these new products out that are amazing to keep your manicure on your nails instead of getting chipped. It's instead of just getting a regular nail polish and putting it on now and they chips off after a couple of days, there's these gel things where you used to have to put them, or some of them do actually still, you put them under a UV light and it's like a special top coat so that they harden, like that shit stays on your nails.
Like a candy shell.
Yeah, and it does not chip off. And it stays on for at least 2 weeks. You got like a manicure that looks perfect.
Joe, you get that on your pedicure, right? You get the candy shell?
Yeah.
As always.
I also wanted to point out there was another product. It is by Sally Hansen, and I wanted what is the name of this fucking product? Because there are these nail. It's almost like stickers. They're like these nail strips. I'm gonna go onto this other page of my notes here
Wasn't
because
Sally Hansen Davy's sister from Davy and Goliath?
Yeah, right.
Davy
The last name was Hansen, right? Was it Sally Hansen?
is it?
Davy. Who remembers Davy and Goliath?
Yeah,
That's funny. Good memory, Joe. I can't remember my fucking name. How did you just remember that?
Would God be happy with you using a candy shell, Sally?
I don't think so.
what the fuck are they called? I think they're just called like the gel nail strips, and they are in a box. They are on like a strip of plastic, and you take it off and you put the nail. It's like a nail polish strip. Like it's like already pre-cut. You pick out the one that would best match the size of your nail. It's soft and flimsy. Do you remember? I did this while we were en route to Las Vegas on the back of the motorcycle. I put on a full 10 nails.
Yeah.
On the back of the bike.
True
That's
story.
That's how easy this was to
Dude,
use.
she falls asleep on the back of my bike. Like we'll be
I've had
rolling.
that happen
I
with her,
feel the
too.
helmet on the back of my head. Boom. It's like I'm like, really? You're
Yeah.
fucking sleeping?
Yeah, I mean, this stuff was super easy to use, and it is amazing. It's by Sally Hansen. I've got it in my fucking iPhone here. Oh, here it is. Sally Hansen Salon Effects Real Nail Polish Strips. They have them in all the drugstores, okay? They're like $10 a box. These are fucking amazing.
So this is the answer to your.
So no, I'm just
your
actually
question.
giving a tip about something that I discovered myself. That's not the answer to the question. I'm going to get to that in a second. But I just want to let the girls know about this because when I use these and I put them on my nails, first of all, they're like nice and like shiny top. They make your nails look like you just had a professional manicure. They're unbelievable. They're easy to put on. They stay on for weeks. They look great. And this, along with a regular gel manicure that you can get either at the salon or you can buy your own kit with the light, the best way to get that stuff off is you have to literally let your nails soak in the acetone. You can buy one of those little 5-finger dish things, like where you can have like a little thing for each finger to sit in.
5-finger death punch?
No, it's like a little dipping.
Isn't that a group? Is that
cup.
like a musical group? 5-finger death punch? I think
No,
so.
I think you're thinking of the 5-finger, like the heart stop thing from Kill Bill.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
When she went like with her hand and she killed
the
him.
death touch.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. But anyway, so really there is no special way. Do not chip it off. Like don't file it off. Don't pick it off because it'll take off a layer of nail with it and it'll make your nails weaker than
Well,
ever.
that sounds like really good to soak your hands in acetone. I mean, that's like
That's nail polish remover.
I know,
Acetone
but, like,
is nail polish
the things
remover.
you girls do, man. It's like, oh my god. It's like
Yeah,
it's
things
like
we
this-
do to get your dick hard. I
I'm
swear to
serious.
God.
It's like there's like so much shit you have to do with the hair products and the
Yep.
makeup and the freaking nails and the
Yep.
wow,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
the tampons and like, oh my god.
I
Really,
don't-
I'm so glad I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, thankfully, I haven't had to deal with tampons in quite a while.
Wow.
Because Skip likes when I use those big, smelly, thick pads.
Ew. A pussy diaper. That's so nasty, man.
No, I don't
That
use
is
those
so
either.
nasty.
Had a hysterectomy. Don't use anything.
God. Hashtag pussy diaper.
Oh,
That's so sick.
I know. I feel some girls refuse to use tampons.
Guys don't have to do any of this stuff. I mean, like, this is nothing we got to do. We get up in the morning, we just, like, do the hair, we'll slick the hair back. Joe, you don't got to worry about any of that. Like,
not even the hair.
Yeah. Take a quick shower. Like, that's it, man. We're out the door, baby.
Yeah, and we got to do it with your skid marks. That's way better than fucking pussy
names.
fucking
my
blood.
My ex-wife. Oh. Not mentioning any names. My ex-wife had a tampon get lost. And she was a little thing. She was a little tiny. I don't know how the fuck it happened.
Did she forget she had it up there?
Yeah, and
then you came along one night after a couple of drinks and slammed the thing even deeper.
It turns into like a slug. Like a green fucking stinky slug. The tampon slug.
Yeah. I worked at an OBGYN office in University Hospital.
Wait, so she forgot it was in there, and then you're pounding the thing up even deeper in there.
I don't know how many times.
And it stinks. It stinks, right? Did you smell it?
Oh my god!
Yeah. Right?
I don't know how many. I really don't know how many times. I had relations.
Did you go down on her when she had that nasty thing up there?
That's what gave me the idea that something was wrong, because she never.
Right. Like, you never usually stink like garbage.
That's the death funk, man.
I used to call her spring water.
Wow.
She smelled like spring water. There was absolutely no scent
That's
whatsoever.
Nasty. That's how you get some toxic shock syndrome.
Is that the only nice thing you could say about her?
Yes.
Her pussy smelled good.
That was bitch.
And then her nasty, stinky pussy matched her nasty, stinky personality.
But back then, I didn't have very high standards. I just needed a pussy that didn't stink.
Rock and roll, baby.
You know what I'm saying? And it was awful. I mean, every girl should use tampons, but be sure you remember they're up there.
I think most women might have had that happen at least once. Before.
I think that's a problem. The easy solution, you just got to make the string longer, because if the string hangs out long enough, there's no way you're going to lose it up in there.
No, it gets up there. There is a way you can
hold the string. Hold the string.
It's like a fucking ripcord on a parachute. Pull. You check your altimeter.
Oh, I hate that feeling when someone else pulls it out of you.
Oh.
That's a weird feeling.
Oh, my God. All right, for those of you just tuning in.
The way to remove your nail polish is to let your fingers soak in acetone.
Wow.
Until it softens up and use lots of...
Hashtag pussy diaper.
Oh, God.
All right.
This portion of Hammer Nails brought to you by
On to the next question. The next one's going to be for Skip. Here's a DIY question. This is from David Fournier.
Hey, Dave.
I have an exterior door. He wrote exterior door. It's an exterior door from my garage.
Oh, my God. That's really annoying. When you do that shit to me all the time, by the way, I fucking hate that. Correcting my punctuation or whatever it is. It's like, thanks, Mom.
Okay. He has an exterior door from his garage into his backyard that is relatively new, but the outer frame brick mold towards the bottom butting up to the brick has been chewed out by what he assumes are mice. Also, the bottom threshold has separated from the casing itself. Should I replace it all, or is there an easier fix?
Well, you can go to your local hardware store, lumber supply, big box, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and you can pick up brick mold, sold usually in long lengths that you can cut to size, and take your old brick mold off carefully with a flat bar or a small pry bar. Just pry it off the door, and so you don't damage the frame of the door. And you can shoot that back on if you have a nail gun, or just take some finishing nails and put that new brick mold right back on there.
All right, now just for us people who don't know what the fuck you're talking about,
right, so
what is brick mold? I don't understand any of that.
Obviously, I'm answering the question for Dave, so he does know what it's about.
I know, but help us out.
Okay, so for the rest of the lay folks out there, brick mold is basically the molding, the wood molding around the outside of an exterior door. The reason why they call it brick mold is because if you have masonry or siding, it's what that siding or masonry would now butt up to. So it's not just up to the raw frame of the door. So it's basically the trim piece that goes around the exterior. If you were looking like
that you see or that you don't see?
Oh, no, you can see it. Yeah.
The brick mold is something you see?
Absolutely, yeah. Think of it as the molding, like almost like a casing, like you would see an interior decorative casing molding around the door. It's on the exterior side of the door, and usually it's much thicker than the interior molding. It can be taken off the door by carefully prying it off the frame, and you can replace it. Now, many times the brick mold toward the bottom of an exterior door will tend to get rotted or eaten away by insects because it's sometimes touching the surface of the ground. So if it's in the dirt or on the masonry, it can get sometimes wet, and that water will wick up into the wood and eventually rot the brick mold out. So it is something that it's a typical thing that people have to replace from time to time. But yes, the answer to your question is you can get that brick mold. Actually, a lot of times they even sell them in a door pack, like in a set. So if that door is a 36-inch door, usually they come in a 36-inch wide top piece and then the 2 standard height legs. Or you can just buy it in long lengths and cut it yourself on a miter saw with a chop box. So,
well, what if you don't have a miter saw? What do you mean, or a chop box? Is that thing that you like the 2 pieces of wood where it's got like the slants in it? So
yes,
you can do it
the chop box is
we use a saw like a.
Yes, you'd use a handsaw and you'd set it on 45-degree cut. And that
I made the sound instead of saying the word handsaw.
Yeah, I like that. I like
with the jerk motion.
Our bed makes that noise a lot. Along with the headboard slamming up against the wall.
No, that was in California.
It's a combination of.
We had to keep putting towels behind the headboard in that place because it was like, right? It was like, oh my God, like the whole. It was a 3-story building. Like,
yeah. We're on the second floor.
We were on all the
floor?
floors. We had so many different apartments in there. Oh my!
And they always
God.
have the squeakiest damn beds, and the headboard slams against the back wall, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Talk about what happened with that last apartment.
Sorry, Dave, we're getting off topic here.
I know. Did you answer this question? That's it?
Yeah, you can replace the brick mold yourself. Go to the store. They sell it right there. You can buy it in long lengths, cut it to size, and just re-nail it back up there. Seal around the edges with some silicone, and you are good to go.
That reminds me.
It will come primed, by the way. Most brick mold comes already pre-primed, so you'll want to put a good coat of exterior latex paint on that, too.
I mean, you're supposed to paint over primed molding?
Yes, absolutely. Of course. That's why it comes primed, ready to paint. But usually it is not finished.
They didn't do that in our house.
Now, here's something that's helpful, Dave. You can also get brick mold, same dimension, same profile on the molding, but it will come in solid vinyl. So that's a nice addition because it's pretty much maintenance free. It will not rot. The insects can't eat it. You don't even have to paint it if you don't want to. They recommend that you do, but it's not something like a natural product like wood that's going to rot. So there you go.
Okay. Thank you for that answer. I wanted to.
Hey now.
It reminded me of the word between the word mold and then the apartment. I was thinking about that last apartment that we had, or the second to last, where there was that.
We're talking about the places that we stay when we're in California filming Catch a Contractor, by the way. For those of you who are saying, what fucking apartment are you talking about?
The Oakwood. It's a furnished apartment complex. And
they have them all over the world.
All over California, mostly.
They're all over the planet, I think.
So there was this apartment above us that had a water leak issue. I'm not sure exactly where their water was leaking from. I think it was their disposal, their sink or something. But it was leaking down into our apartment in the walls by our bathroom and the area outside the bathroom. So we were getting this wet spot on the rug that over time got bigger and bigger, and we didn't want to have them come and fix it.
Normally, I don't mind the wet spot. I can deal with it. But in this case...
It was a disgusting wet spot, big on the floor.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to have them come and fix it because it's a pain in the balls having these fucking strangers come in. Like, first of all, I don't like people in the apartment when we're not there. Second of all, when I'm there, I don't want people in the apartment. I don't want to fucking deal with that bullshit. So we let the problem go thinking, well, we're going to be out of here eventually.
A couple weeks we're going to be gone. It doesn't seem that bad. I can deal with it.
So I took the what was it on the counter, the cutting board, and I put that over the wet spot so that we would, because I kept on, oh my God, we kept stepping in it with our socks on.
Because there was a carpet there.
Yeah, so you'd walk and you forget that it was there. You'd be like, oh, we kept like both of us with there every day, like with the fucking socks on.
So here's the thing. Did we call the place and tell them that the carpet is wet? This is a small little
area. It's growing, and it was growing.
Yeah, it's just about the size of like a footprint, but it's right where you fucking step and every time.
And at some point, the diameter of that spot.
Do we call the place and have to vacate the whole apartment? Because I know what's coming, because this is what I do, right?
Exactly.
So and inevitably, that is what happened, because...
Well, no. Let me just... Don't. You love to give away my fucking story. Shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to speed it up here, wife. Go ahead. Go for it.
Shut up.
Just tell the story.
So anyway, Skip is one of those guys that wherever he goes, if he sees like the way something was made or he sees a texture, he has to touch everything, this motherfucker. He got to touch everything.
I need to understand how it was made.
He wants to touch things,
I want to see it. I want to see it up close. I want to feel it.
Right. So meanwhile now this problem has been going on for months with this water spot. And now it starts to become such a problem that we're noticing that there is mold growing at the bottom of the bathroom wall inside the bathroom and by the edge of the hallway, right?
Well, no, I'll correct you. It wasn't mold. There was a wet spot on the wall that I knew that behind that wet spot.
We knew it was an issue.
So now I don't want to disturb it because it's still sealed in with paint and everything else.
But then something started to chip away.
I'm going to leave it alone because we're out of here in a week. If I call them now, we're going to have to move out of the apartment.
Yeah.
We're going to have to uproot a whole freaking life. We're going to get past one more week of this freaking wet spot, and we're fucking out of here.
Free.
And then No.
And then he wanted to see, what does this spot feel like on the wall? Because it's really wet. Let me see what it feels like.
Yeah, I had to touch it.
And then
the whole thing fucking caved in.
The whole wall crumbled.
The whole wall caves in. There's a spot now where the drywall just fell away. It's about the size of a freaking basketball, falls away. And the second the drywall comes off the wall, you can see and you can smell. I mean, overwhelming, man. The smell of the mold and everything. Now you can smell it. You could never smell it or see it, right?
It was like a black mold.
It was sealed in behind the paint. But obviously, if you've watched our show, I'm well aware of the problems with mold, and I'll be the first one to say it's dangerous. You got to get the hell out of there.
So he calls me up. He's like,
I'm like, listen. Now we have a fucking problem.
I was like, what do I do? Should I just like cover it up with something?
No, I'm going to seal this up with some plastic, some fucking tape, something, because I don't want to have. Now we have, because I know they're going to come in there with a freaking hazmat team.
Yeah.
You're going to have to evacuate the apartment. We're going to
it was a Saturday night.
We're going to have to move everything. We're going to have to basically move out of the apartment, right?
But meanwhile, there was no we. He was by himself while I was in New York, and it was a Saturday night at like 10:30.
I'm like, I got 1 week to go, man. I'm out of here, right? And I'm like, oh no. So now I have to do something about it because I mean the smell was overwhelming. I couldn't even go in the bathroom.
But you had put something up and you closed the bathroom door.
Yeah, I know the dangers involved with it, and I didn't even want to go in the bath. I shut the door. I put on the exhaust fan, and I'm like, all right, now what the hell am I going to do? It's like
you waited to see if that was going to work a little bit.
It didn't. There's no way it could. I mean, there was water getting in that wall for probably, who knows? God knows how long. Yeah. So
as long as we were there,
there
was a wet spot.
Now I reluctantly call the front
Security.
office, the maintenance thing, and I'm like, listen, and I know what they're going to tell me.
Yep.
All right, we'll come down and take a look, and I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
The guy comes in, and I could almost like mouth the words came out of his mouth before he said it. Like if you know the lines to a movie and you say it before. He's like, well, you guys are going to have to move out because we're going to have to rip this whole wall. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no.
So Naz gets by himself, and he has to pack up all of our shit, there's a lot of it.
The entire apartment.
Because the whole time we're there in California, we're buying more and more shit.
I got to pack up the entire apartment now, and
by himself.
I have to move
and they gave you an apartment where?
Of course, the only other available apartment at the time was like a mile away on the other side of the complex, and I'm
the furthest possible corner away.
And I'm like,
we were at one corner. They gave you the other fucking corner.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yep.
So,
and it was upstairs in a place where there was no elevator that led to the apartment.
It took me days to cart that shit. Like when you go into a hotel and they give you that big valet cart the concierge has for your luggage and to hang things on. It's a big rolling cart. Well, I made about 100 trips with that cart from one side of the complex to the other side.
He was in such a bad mood. He was nasty on the phone.
Oh, my God.
You were nasty.
I was pissed.
You were in a bad mood. Because the one day you had off, the one fucking day you had off from working.
I work like a fucking maniac when I'm out there. I have no free time. So, the one day I had off, I had to move our apartment. And you, of course, were in New York. I had to do it by myself. And I'm like, this fucking blows,
you had to touch it. That's what you get, fucker.
I had to touch it.
If you didn't touch it, we would have been there to the end.
I had to touch it. It was my own fault.
That shit will teach you. You kind of like deserve that. Like, ha! That's what you get.
I can see you poking your finger, right? You're like, hey, Pokey. That's what you started calling me, Pokey, right? Fucking hashtag poke it.
That's what you get, motherfucker. That'll teach you.
All right. So there's another example of how we extend our podcast and don't do what we wanted to do because we elaborate on a story. But that was a good story because, you guys can share my pain.
Share
people.
His pain. Don't touch things.
Don't touch anything.
All right. How are we going to close out now? You know what?
Where are we at there, Joseph?
We're almost an hour.
How are we looking?
Like 57 minutes.
Holy good. See what I'm saying? See how fast these things go?
Yeah. You know what? I want you to give a tip.
Okay, I have a good Skip's tip for you guys. We are coming into, the change of season now. Everybody's looking.
I'll try to insert the word penis or vagina to make it more interesting.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'll be doing the only insertion of penis around here. Thanks very much. That's my job, bitch. Don't be inserting any penises. It's my job. All right. So, we're coming to the change of season. The kids are just now going back off to school, and you might find you're feeling like you want to make some changes around the house. The holidays are coming. We're going to be entertaining. And, it's like the time to when you say, all right, Mom, I want to change this room around, or what can I do? So, some inexpensive things that you can do yourself around the house without calling in professional help. One of those things is to spruce up some tile, say in a bathroom or in your kitchen. You can do tile work. There's plenty of instructional videos out there. I will have some instructional stuff coming up soon on how to do tile work. But right now I can give you some quick tips on the podcast. So in one of my Skip's tips earlier on Catch a Contractor, we talked about porcelain versus ceramic tile. And if you are planning on doing any tile work in your house, my suggestion to you, especially in high traffic areas, I always kind of favor porcelain tile. They're harder, they're denser. They're basically a better protection against water damage because of that, because they're harder and denser. They don't absorb water as easily as a ceramic tile is actually porous, and it does absorb water. So where a porcelain tile will not at all. When you're installing porcelain tiles, what you need to know is they are a little bit harder to work with. So the downside of porcelain tile is that they're a little bit more expensive, usually 20 to 40%.
Why are they harder to work with?
Well, because they're so hard. So where you could snap a tile on a snap cutter, a ceramic tile, where you basically score it and snap it with a hand cutter,
okay.
It's much harder to do that with a porcelain tile. In most cases, we use a wet saw, and if you're going to be drilling any holes in that porcelain tile, you'll need to use special diamond-embedded bits because it's very, very hard. Super hard compared to ceramic. But the upside of that is that it's very durable. So if you're tiling in a foyer or a kitchen or a bathroom floor, anywhere where there's a lot of foot traffic, it's going to last much longer than ceramic. It's not going to crack. It's going to hold up to a lot of wear and tear, as opposed to a ceramic tile will not last and they're not as durable as the porcelain. It costs a little bit more, but they're definitely a better tile when it comes down to...
Is there a nicer selection of those things?
Yeah, there's some really great selections in porcelain. They have usually a glaze on them that allows you to do a lot of different color choices and some really, really nice selections in porcelain.
Are they both man-made?
Yeah, they're both a man-made product. Yeah, they're both baked, similar to like a
porcelain and ceramic.
Yeah, they're both baked and made, in a kiln, like a ceramic tile is made similar to a porcelain tile. It's just that the process allows the porcelain tile to be much, much harder than ceramic. So overall, it's a more durable product. The one thing I want to tell you guys, though, is if you're going to be doing your own tiling, ceramic versus porcelain, something really important you need to look into, and I'm not going to get into the whole science behind it, but there is fortified and unfortified thin set. Thin set is the mortar that we use to attach the tile to the substrate or the subfloor. So when you're purchasing your tile and you're purchasing the mortar to adhere it to the floor, make sure that you speak to the person or the people in the tile store and for the type of tile that you're getting, be it ceramic or porcelain or natural stone, you get the proper thin set. There's fortified, there's unfortified, there's modified, unmodified. They all have to do with the type of stone or ceramic tile or porcelain tile that you're adhering to the floor. So basically, to give you just a quick breakdown of that, and again, it's a whole nother tip in itself, but the fortified versus the unfortified. Unfortified is basically just a mortar-based product, like a cement-based mortar. It doesn't have any additives in it. It's basically just your raw sand, mortar mix, and water. Okay, as opposed to the fortified has additives in it. It has latex many times. It has other ingredients that help the tiles stick to the floor better. So the fortified is really good in a lot of applications where there might be some flex in the floor. If you're tiling down over a wood surface, you might want to look into a flex bond or a VersaBond type of thin set, which is more flexible than an unfortified thin set. But without getting into that there's a whole science behind it, and I could spend probably an hour telling you guys the difference. What I do want you to do is when you're buying your tile, make sure 2 things. You get the proper thin set, and you get the proper trowel. The trowel is a tool that we use to apply the thin set, right?
With the lines in it.
Yeah, it has the groove and the teeth in it.
Right.
You want to make sure you get the proper trowel that has the proper size, teeth, and spread, and the depth of those teeth are very, very important based upon the size of the tile and the type of mortar that you're using. So when you get your tile, the next thing you're going to do is make sure you get the proper thin set to apply that tile, and also, super important, get the proper trowel to lay that thin set down. Check out a couple of instructional videos. You can do it. Tiling is not as hard as it seems. It's all about the layout. Make sure that the layout is done properly. You can go right on YouTube. I mean, pretty much you can watch anything on YouTube these days. You can do it. These are a couple of tips that I'll give you. Make sure you get the right tile, the right thin set, and the right trowel, and you're off to a good start.
I like that tip.
There you go.
I think that was a good tip.
Okay.
Yeah, you're a smart guy.
Hey, I try.
You know things about things.
I know a couple of things.
You like every tip Skip has, don't you?
I do.
You do? You like all my tips?
I like touching your tips.
I got a special tip for you, baby. I'm going to show it to you later.
I hope you do. You better.
That's just for you.
Well, it better be just for me.
All right, so there you have it, people. We are winding it down.
Yeah, because we're going to record another one.
Yeah.
Because we have so much to tell, we're going to have to, cut and then start again.
Oh, we got a good story coming up, actually. I want you guys to tune into the next one, because we're going to be talking about a couple of good stories, right? I don't want to give too much away, but the next podcast, we got a couple of stories that involve Mr. Joseph Cumier over here, and some good stuff. So tune in next time, people. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. And I just want to remind you guys that you need to stop by our website, skipandallisonbedell.com. That's Skip and ALISON, and Bedell is spelled BEDELL.com, or even .net, because we've got them both. Please look for the links for the bookmark for the Amazon. That helps us out a lot. And also look for the products that we talked about.
Yeah.
And some embarrassing pictures as well. So until then, we will see you next time. Thank you, and we love you so fucking much.
See you guys.
This is Corolla Digital.